Pro wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, I still call it fucking wrestling. I always have, I always will. You can change the title a million times, it doesn't matter to me. To all the non-wrestling fans, the wrestling haters, or the people that just love to bitch, to hear themselves bitch, and then maybe see themselves on the news about bitching about wrestling. It's fake, it's not real, it's scripted. So what? Like 80% of what you see on fucking TV is scripted, it's fake. Anyone with half a fucking brain knows wrestling is scripted and not real. Yes, the injuries are real, and I'm not saying that because they say it in the commercials, but it is true. They get fucking hurt a hell of a lot more often than your football players and your hockey players and basketball players. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, I'll probably offend some of them. Who gives a fuck? It's my video. You don't like it, leave a comment below the video. People that bash, sorry I have hiccups, people that bash wrestling are fucking idiots when they turn around and say that it's fake. If you fucking hate wrestling because it's fake, turn off your fucking TV, because a hell of a lot of stuff on TV these days and back then is fake anyway. What makes wrestling so bad? Because it's scripted. Who cares? I'm not gonna deny it. When I first started watching wrestling, it was around Bruno Sammartino, when he was pretty much finishing up. When Hogan first started to become big, he started to look like superstar Billy Graham. Because I remember thinking, oh my god, that's superstar Billy Graham, but he looks different. Turns out it was Hogan. Anyway, that's how far back I was watching. And I'm not going to deny it. I thought it was real then. And when I found out a while later that it was fake, and I can still picture it, it was one guy getting ready to clothesline the other. I can't remember who the two guys were. And one guy was falling before he actually connected. At that point I knew it was fake. Beyond a shadow of a doubt it was fake. And I was disappointed. That was like, I don't know, 23, 24, 25 years ago. I'm still watching it. Somewhat ashamed to admit it. Not because it's wrestling, but because it's garbage. But that's another video for another time. The people that hate wrestling because it's fake are fucking hypocrites if you watch pretty much anything else on TV. Especially if it's something like fucking American Idol or The Voice. That show's a joke. Anyway. And I'm also going to say this. You don't have guys like Triple H and The Undertaker, Randy Orton, John Cena making 10, 15, 20 million dollars a year for 15, 20 years. They're not like fucking Ovechkin, who's making 10 million, or Crosby when he plays. You know, what's he getting? What, 8.7 million? Crosby's getting a fucking ton of money. Shaq, what was he getting? Like 25 million a year. A-Rod for the Yankees. Didn't he sign a contract of 25 million a year for 10 years? $250 million fucking dollars to fucking swing a bat. Granted, he's one of the best in the game at it. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame years down the road. 10 years. Yeah, 10 years at 25 million. $250 million with a B. Maybe that's a D. Whatever. $250 million. You think guys like Triple H, The Undertaker, even in the Attitude Era, where it was at its peak and by far its best, Austin, Rock, Undertaker, do you think those guys were making 10, 15, 20, 25, $30 million a year? No fucking way. They put their bodies on the line all year long. And it's not just one match here and there. They're doing it every fucking week. Not just Mondays, not just Fridays. They're doing it all the fucking time. They're on the road over 300 fucking days a year. Except for The Undertaker. Now he wrestles once a year and that's it. That's another story for another video. Another time. Pro wrestlers, sports entertainers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, get bashed so much and have been for so long because it's not real. When they put their bodies on the line more often than anyone else, They don't get paid anywhere near what baseball players, basketball players, hockey players, footballers, fucking golf, tennis. I don't know about going that far. I don't know what they get. Pro wrestling, there's no off season. Every major sport, there's off seasons. You're not going to see Tiger Woods chipping away at a golf ball in the middle of fucking winter. Pro wrestlers, all year long. You think tennis players are going to be playing all year long? Not as often. They do at times, but they're not going to be doing it as often during every season. Wrestlers, all year long. Can't say that enough. All year long, okay? All year long. 300 plus days. They don't get paid anywhere near the amount that pro athletes do. And anyone that says wrestlers are not pro athletes, fuck you, they're not. It's professional wrestling, and they're athletes, therefore pro athletes. I don't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks about that. Leave your comments below. Seriously, people are going to bash wrestling because it's fake. 90% of TV is fucking fake these days. And they don't get paid, again, I'm going to say it again, and I can't stress enough, they don't get paid anywhere near what basketballers, footballers, hockey players, baseball, fucking, I'm sure golf, at least they earn their money. You don't do good in golf, you don't do well in golf, you don't get paid anywhere near as much. Again, that's another story. Wrestlers are 10 times the fucking athletes that the other guys are in those sports that I mentioned. 300 days a year, the sacrifices they have to make, being away from their families to provide for them, but yet they can't be there for them very often. It's not like football players or, you know, like those other ones I mentioned where they make $20 million a year and then they have four months off. It's retarded. If you think that pro wrestling is garbage and no respect and they're not real athletes, you're a fucking idiot. And I would like to see anyone prove me wrong on that. Pro wrestling is fake. Who gives a shit?